this tutorial, we're going to be going over editing the CSS. This is a little more advanced topic than some of our other tutorials, but it's going to help you modify the look and feel of your website very easily. So if we wanted to change the size of the font of our product titles or of the pricing, we can easily do that site-wide by modifying the CSS. To edit the CSS, I've currently got two different web browsers open. I've got Chrome open here, and I've got Firefox open here. I'm logged into my account currently. That's why you're seeing these additional buttons that you don't normally see on the front end. Now let's take a look at the back end and where we're going to be making these CSS changes. If you click on Appearance, and then click on Customize Template CSS, you will then need to click on Create Custom CSS. When editing the CSS, the only thing that you need to change is the specific area of the CSS, which we'll take a look at here in a second. You don't need to actually go in and edit the default CSS styling sheet. You only need to put in the additions that you want to change. So we're still on Firefox, and we're going to click over to our website. We're going to find an area that we want to edit. The first one that we want to edit is the title of each product. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click on that title, then click on Inspect Element. This will tell you what area of the CSS you are currently looking at. As you can see, we've got a box around the title and it shows a.product title. So we're going to copy this right here. Next, we're going to go back into our dashboard area where we can add custom CSS, and we're going to paste that text. Now make sure that it's lowercase a, and we're going to then put an open face bracket, a closed bracket, and right here is where we'll be able to enter code to tell the CSS styling sheet the way we want to display that product title. So I'm going to paste two lines of code. The first one tells it what size I want the font to be. So we're going to have it 16-point font. The second line of code shows what we want the font weight to be. In other words, we want to bold this text. So let's go ahead and click Save and Continue Editing, and we're going to go ahead and switch back over to Chrome and take a look at what those changes have done to our website. As we can see now, the titles are much larger and they're in bold font. Next, we want to change the size of the font of the pricing. So we're going to go back over to Firefox, we're going to go back out to our website, and again, we're going to right click on that pricing and click on Inspect Element. Next, we want to change the size of the font of the pricing. So we're going to go back over to Firefox, we're going to go back out to our website, and again, we're going to right click on that pricing and click on Inspect Element. Now, if you're new to editing CSS, this is where it can get a little bit tricky. As we can see here, we've got span $PWC_S_2. Now that is for that specific element. If we were to right click on this price and click on Inspect Element, we'd see the same thing, only _3. And we don't want to go through and change each one of the prices individually. So what we're going to do is look for the next element up. So if we go up to the next element down here in our inspector and click on it, that's going to be the title. We've already edited the title, so we don't want that element. The next element up is going to be the details, and as you can see, there's a box around this details right here. So that's what we're going to want. We're going to copy this details right here. The other thing that we're going to want to take notice of is what kind of an element it is. So in this case, we're dealing with a div. So if we go back to our custom CSS area, we're going to come down a line and we're going to type in div dot, and then we're going to put the class of the element. Again, we're going to put an open bracket, leave a line for our customization, and put a closed bracket. Now the customization for the pricing, I just want to increase the size. And so I'm going to copy that font size, and if there's any questions about CSS that you have, like how do I make something italicized, you can always Google it, CSS italicized. But we're going to just make this font size 14. And we're going to go ahead and click Save and Continue Editing, switch back over to Chrome, hit refresh, and as we can see now our pricing is that 14 size font. Now I'm going to switch back over here to Firefox because there's one additional customization that I want to make that I see here on the home page, and that has to do with these links here in the sidebar. So once again, I'm going to right click, click on Inspect Element, and as we can see right here, it's just an A. And we don't just want to make every single link, that's what it stands for, is a link. We don't want to make every single link the same size. So what we're going to need to do again is find that class, which I see right here is subcategories. So I'm going to copy that, and that's going to be a UL. So we're going to switch back over here to our customized CSS, and we're going to do UL dot that class, which was subcategories, open bracket, leave a line for some customization, closed bracket. The customization that I want to make here is to increase the font size to 14, and I'm also going to make the category area, the category links, I'm going to go ahead and make those bold as well. You can change the color, you can do whatever you want, but we'll go ahead and save this and take a look at it. I'm going to switch back over to Chrome, and you can see the links in the way they look now. If we hit refresh, they're going to be much larger, and now they're bold. Now the last customization that I want to show you is a little more advanced one, and that has to do with the product pages. Currently, individuals can customize or further customize the products that you've created if you allow them to. They are notified that they can customize the products up here under the personalization options. What they need to do currently is to click on this customize link. I want to draw more attention to this customize link right here. And we're going to do it in the same way that we've done it before, but we're going to add a lot more customization code. So the class for that customize link is going to be span.custom space A. And we're going to go ahead and leave a space in there for customization just like the last time. And let's go ahead and paste some code into this area. So we pasted a lot of code in there. Guys, again, the code that we used in this tutorial, a link to is directly below this video. But what we are essentially doing is replacing that text link with a button. And this first line of code, it tells what we want the color of the button to be. It's actually just this pound sign and then these numbers right here. You can look up hexadecimal color codes just by Googling it, but that's where you're going to want to put what color you want the button to be. Text shadow, you can pretty much leave that alone or eliminate it if you don't want a shadow for the button. This right here is the color of the font within the button. This is the size of the font. This is whether or not you want it to be bold or italicized. The line height is going to be the actual height of the button. This padding is going to be the padding around the button. Text align, pretty obvious. Text decoration, none. That would be if you want to underline the link or bold it, something of that nature. Text shadow, we're not going to have any, and text transform, we really don't need to worry about that. But if you utilize that code, and you can edit the color of the button and the way it looks just by modifying this code, let's go ahead and save that and see what it looks like now. So if we switch back over to Chrome and hit refresh, Now we've got a big, bright customize button that people see. You can customize this product. When they click on that button, it brings them straight to the online designer where they can do anything they want. They can make this image larger, smaller, they can add their own personalized custom text. They can do anything that they want to the garments that you allow them to modify. So guys, this was just a brief introduction to CSS and how you can use the CS editor to really customize every single aspect of your website. There's a lot of tutorials out there on editing CSS as well as YouTube videos. We obviously don't have time in this video to go through all of the different possibilities, but just by playing around with it a little and doing a little research, you can customize absolutely every single piece of your website. I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to this tutorial and look forward to seeing you at the next one.